A silver lining in this very dark news cycle is that the finding out time of the F around cycle is finally here for left-wing hobgoblin demons who have been celebrating Charlie Kirk's political assassination and murder. These demons are all losing their careers and having their lives destroyed. They're shrieking and crying on camera. And that brings us some small, cold comfort. One of them is Stephen King. Stephen King has suffered the consequences of his initial reaction. I think those consequences are just beginning. Stephen King's initial reaction to Charlie Kirk's death was Charlie advocated stoning gays to death, just saying. Stephen King would be criticizing the Islamic religion, actually, not Charlie Kirk here, a self-own, especially when you can go and see posts like this from Charlie Kirk, clearly believed in Christian love for all people. Stephen King just lying about Charlie. I'd say Stephen King should be ashamed of himself, but what's the point to do this on the grave of a man who died for the truth, is a deep evil, and we should expect nothing less from Stephen King. I was wrong. I apologize. I deleted the post, says Stephen King, after getting dragged by the whole of the entire internet. I've apologized. Charlie Kirk never advocating stoning gays to death. Decrepit liar. The horrible, evil, twisted liar apologizes. This is what I get for reading something on Twitter without fact-checking. It won't happen again, says Stephen King, who apologizes to Charlie Kirk, advocating stoning gays. What he actually demonstrated was how some people cherry-pick Bible passages. Stephen King proving that blue and on brain rot and smooth brain still alive and strong, perhaps stronger than ever on the internet, as some still believe that Charlie Kirk's assassin, who is a left-wing Redditor, Discord kid, in a transgender relationship with his boyfriend, live-in boyfriend, steeped in left-wing ideology, that individual is right-winger. There are still those who believe this. They all exist on Blue Sky. Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen King ripped for monstrous than his characters, more monstrous than his characters for Charlie Kirk attack, twisted liar. What a horror. Stephen King has been slammed as a horrible, evil, twisted liar and more monstrous than any of his characters for attacking Charlie Kirk. Father, too, was assassinated. King 77 was forced to delete and apologize repeatedly, sparking fury with his response, a heartfelt tribute by President Trump to the murder of Charlie Kirk. He advocated stoning gays to death, just saying. Effectively saying that Charlie Kirk deserved it. And this is what Stephen King believes, no doubt. They're demons. They're exposing themselves. And it is horrifying. You can tell a lot about a person by how they react when someone dies. That's exactly right. Charlie Kirk talking about Stephen King. Everybody has attacked Stephen King over this. The real hurt comes next. Here we go. Book companies are removing Stephen King books after his Charlie Kirk remarks. We thought about you, Stephen King. This is Belfast Books. Absolutely abhorrent. We're going to remove all of your books from our website. That's a good start. I hope his widow sues you for every penny that you have. That's exactly right. There are, of course, others who are excited about this. Luke is glad that Charlie was murdered and repeats Stephen King's lie, advocating that he killed gay people. He worked for Oracle. Stephen King is defaming the memory of Charlie Kirk. Shame on Stephen King. He should apologize. He did. Please share if you agree that the estate of Charlie Kirk should sue Stephen King for defamation over this heinously false accusation. He crossed a line. Now is not the time, man. Now is not the time. There are other people who promoted this lie. Rosie O'Donnell did. Here. She hasn't retracted it. And nobody cares if you apologize or delete it. We all know, we all saw it. Stephen King did something else in this news cycle, which is horrifying and obscene, he posted a video of himself, which is scarier than, again, any of the characters that he's ever written. Stephen King morphed into one of his creatures that he used to write about. Good Lord, go back inside.
Stephen King
Watch
here,
this.
reminding you it's Sunday, but there's still time for you to walk to your nearest movie theater and see The Long Walk. Okay? Do it.
Okay, there's so many things, so many questions that I have to ask. Like, first off, what the hell is wrong with this guy? He can barely walk himself. He's wearing a badge that says 47 on it, which is clearly some type of veiled hit back at Trump. Also, like, seriously, what's wrong with these people? Like, do you think that this is going to help out your cause? If you look and act like this, do you think that posting videos of yourself is going to effectively cause more people to come to your side? Dude, you are a creepy, old, and degenerate loser and clearly needing an intervention. Proud to say that I will not be watching Stephen King's new movie, The Long Walk, which stars Mark Hamill. The movie will also certainly flop. Mark Hamill, one of those people who I'm surprised kept his yapper shut throughout this news cycle. Mark Hamill always able to punch out some type of left-wing drivel in moments like this to humiliate himself and embarrasses whatever vanishing vapors there are left of his legacy. The Long Walk is based on a book by Stephen King. Said Charlie Kirk deserved it. Stars Mark Hamill, who said he's ashamed of America after Trump was elected. 77 million MAGA Americans will sit this one out. Yeah. So it's true. He actually literally posted it. N-word, you're the real walking zombie. Not spending any money or attention on your crap. F, never go bankrupt. Looks like you just left your mom's basement for the first time after COVID. Damn, dude. Satan got ass too. Like a zombie. Creepy Stephen King. Don't apologize. He panicked. The boycott. That's right. Panicking for the boycott. Goodness gracious. I mean, he can barely walk. What a shitty looking zombie movie. There you go. Everyone's saying it's like a zombie movie. Well, it is a zombie movie, actually, technically, because it's a zombie movie at the box office. Stephen King's The Long Walk bombs box office following Charlie Kirk comments, 33-year low. Stephen King movie, The Long Walk, absolutely bombs at the box office, coming in 4th this weekend. By my count, that's the lowest opening in 33 years. On Thursday, King received massive backlash for comments about Charlie Kirk, who was killed on Wednesday. And King deleted his tweets. It's unknown if the controversy impacted The Long Walk, which was put out by Lionsgate this weekend. The studio suffers yet another blow following Ballerina massively bombing as well. Back in August, it was reported that Lionsgate suffered a massive $59 million loss compared to the previous year. Stephen King's The Long Walk comes in 4th place with an estimated $11 million. Early estimate were as high as $20 million, so they cut the box office potentially in half. Beaten by Downton Abbey and The Conjuring and The Demon Slayer. I don't even know any of these, whatever this is. The Long Walk stars Mark Hamill, who's no stranger to his own controversy. There you go, karma. Stephen King adaptation Long Walk flops at box office after inflammatory post about Charlie Kirk. The Long Walk continues disappointing 2025 box office for Stephen King adaptations. Good. Stephen King's new movie bombed this weekend following his comments of Charlie Kirk, lowest opening for Stephen King movie in 33 years. Giant flop. Absolutely bombs, coming in 4th this weekend. The worst of his career. Woke is synonymous with evil. Stephen King, you are a loser. Yeah. You know, sometimes it just gives you cold comfort, stories like this. Thank you, America, for showing up for Charlie Kirk. Let's continue his mission and destroy those who seek to harm this great nation. our church.